What are the pros and cons of living in Youngsville, Louisiana? Well, I'm here to tell you guys everything you need to know, from the good, the bad, and the ugly about living in Youngsville, Louisiana. If you don't know where Youngsville, Louisiana is, it is a very popular and fast-growing suburb just outside of Lafayette, Louisiana, down in deep Cajun country, and it has become a popular destination for families and new construction. If you guys do not know me, my name is Drake Abshire. I am your luxury listing specialist, new construction specialist here down in Lafayette, Louisiana. I own the Solux Group with Epic Realty, and I am born and raised from this area and here to tell you all about what you need to know if you're choosing to move here, or even if you have a home in this area that you need to sell. Knowing all of this data and these things that I'm going to present to you is going to help you make the best decision for you and your family, and make sure that you do not make a horrible mistake that some people have made with choosing the wrong location. Remember, if you guys enjoy this sort of content and you want to learn more about the areas, if you want to speak with me personally and schedule a call, not someone on my team, directly with me, my link is in the bio. You can schedule a call with me. You can email, DM, text me, and please remember to like, follow, and subscribe for more content just like this. But let's talk about those pros and cons. Here's a little bit of data that you guys might find interesting about Youngsville, first of all. So if you don't know about Youngsville, Youngsville is a small town and it's located just southeast of Lafayette City, and it has plenty of amenities. It has shopping, entertainment, food, outdoor activities, scenic parks, a really large brand new dog park that was just built. It's about 130 miles west of New Orleans, just for you to see geographically. So a couple of fun facts that are popular and I would say are cons about Youngsville is the fact that the population is right around 15,000. That was back in the 2020 census. That are the residents that actually live in Youngsville. The unemployment rate is extremely low. It's only at 2% for Youngsville, which is 57% below the national average. So you can say that the residents there do enjoy a pretty good lifestyle. Also, you have the poverty level being listed at 7.5%, so 46% below the national average. Again, that's a great score. According to this website that I'm looking at, the Local Observe Daily, they are saying that the overall score for the city is 8.5, which out of a 10 is a pretty great number for a city. The median household income is quite interesting when you look at it. It says that it is $95,900 is the median income for that area. So it looks like people are more high income earners. That is 42% above the national average. What does the median home cost in Youngsville? Well, it's 1% above what the national average is, and that's $231,300. What is the median rent for these areas in case you're looking to lease? Well, the median rent, which I would say is a con, it is 5% above what the national average is, so it's $1,214. So a con would be, what is the cost of living? Well, it says it scored a 105, which is 5% above the national average, something to keep in mind. Looking at the pros and cons overview, just to give you an idea of the different scales that it gives us. So if we're talking about jobs, it gives it a 90% rating. So the jobs for the area are plentiful, and we are seeing lots and lots of people working in those areas. So that is great for the economy. The housing, there's lots of new construction. Like I said, there's some older properties, but for the most part, we would say it's new subdivisions or subdivisions that have been built in the past 15, 20 years where it seems to have exploded the most. And so because of that, those houses, there is more availability. Gave it an 85%. Safety, they gave it a 60% score. Now, why is that? Really hard to say for sure. I would say maybe it's in the fact that the police force is growing, or in the fact that the fire stations are being built and being added on because the population has been growing so fast. But I would say if you compare it to the rest of the country, 60% is not bad. As far as amenities, diversity, and education, they all came in at a strong 80%, which is really, really good. Another con that came in down below would be the commuting. Commuting for that area can be difficult. So if you're not familiar with the infrastructure in that area, the way that they did it is instead of a bunch of red red lights or stop signs and things, you really have to deal with what they put in as roundabouts. So there's roundabouts in different areas, and you can see traffic flowing in different ways that get held up. And so if you're not a fan of a little bit of traffic trying to get in or out of Youngsville, then it may not be the best fit for you. But I will say that once you are in there and at the city, it is pretty easy to get around in that area, find everything that you need: restaurants, bars, schools. The sports complex is an extremely popular area, ever expanding. Those are some pros, and I think something that's super beneficial, and you will find that people most likely find it highly desirable to try to live close by to that sports complex. A pro about Youngsville is the fact that the crime is extremely low in that area. For a score, I'm looking at thebestplaces.net. They gave a Youngsville crime score a 20.9 out of 100, and it says that crime is ranked on the scale of 1 being low, high in the 100, and then of course the US average is 35.4. So a 20.9 is a great score, means it is a relatively safe city, and that a lot of people do enjoy a safe lifestyle here. Discussing some more of the pros and the amazing things about Youngsville, well, the first thing would be the cost of living. The cost of living is not too extremely expensive. So when you compare it to the rest of the country, you'll find that a lot of young people, young families, do find it very affordable and do enjoy the lifestyle that they enjoy there. A fun thing about Youngsville is, of course, the possibility of future growth. There's still plenty of land, and there's still plenty of space for Youngsville to continue to grow, to add subdivisions, for people to continue to build more businesses there. In the past, it would have been known as just a smaller suburb, and now we've really seen Youngsville really progress to the fact of being a nice city with suburbs that surround it, plenty of entertainment and things that you can do so you won't be bored. I would say there are pros and cons to the weather depending on what type of weather you're looking for. So, relatively speaking, our winters are very mild. We do not experience extreme bitter cold, and if we do get below that freezing mark, it usually only lasts for maybe a day, 2, maybe 3 maximum. Snow is really unheard of and extremely rare. It happens every few years. So as far as the winters go, if you like mild winters and not crazy about cold, then Youngsville would probably be a really good fit for you, and you would think it's a con. But if we flip-flop for the weather over into the summertime, well, now we're talking extreme heats that can get up 90s to 100, and we're talking about lots and lots of humidity, real sticky outside. So if you're not a fan of the humidity, then you're definitely not going to be a fan of Youngsville summers. Summers also bring along what nobody really loves is hurricanes. Now, hurricanes are not a common thing that happens super often, but I would say in my lifetime, just in this area, I've probably been a few weak ones and a couple major that have come through. But the good news about hurricanes is you have plenty of warning ahead of time. It's not a last minute thing that happens. You can prep your home, you can get out of the area, and you can usually come home within a few days. You may not have some power. Usually the tree branches and things like that get cleaned up, and it gets back to normal pretty quickly. Another pro about Youngsville is the fact of how clean it is. Most people noticed going through the area, it stays relatively clean. People keep a good job of keeping all of the streets, the sidewalks, everything in good shape and looking nice. I think the residents having pride in the area is also extremely helpful in the fact that they try not to litter, they keep things as clean as possible, and we hope it stays that way for a very long time. A con that I found that some people would relate is the fact that it has a bit of isolation to it, meaning it's not that there's not people or things to do, but it's not the easiest place to get in and out of, meaning you can't just jump on a highway and be all the way across town and get to the interstate, but rather there's really no fast, easy route to get out. You really have to jump on highways, and you have to sit through traffic and red lights and really go through all of the roundabouts to get back to I-10, which is our big interstate, to get really out of the area or get to any other cities. So if you're someone that needs like really quick access to the airport, or is really looking for maybe an international airport, then Youngsville really won't be the place for you. Lafayette does have an airport, but it is not on the level of something like New Orleans or Houston. Those are our 2 biggest, nearest airports that you can hit. But if you're looking for a small city hopper or just some way to get somewhere very quickly, then Lafayette Airport does have flights to close and nearby cities. Also, some data I want to share about the schools in the area, just so people understand overall. I use a website called niche.com if you've never used it. it is great about grading the schools and the suburbs and letting you know exactly what are the best areas. Well, according to niche.com, Youngsville is the #1 best place to live in the Lafayette area. It gives the schools overall a A-, which is great. The public schools get a B for that area. I don't think that's terrible. According to this, it seems like a pretty decent rating. The nightlife, they give it A-. The good for families, they give it A-, and housing, they give an A-. Those are all good ratings. Diversity, they would say a B-. We really haven't seen a ton of diversity just yet in the Youngsville area. Really, if you're looking for more diverse culture or people of different backgrounds, you'll probably find that more likely in the Lafayette suburbs. Youngsville has really been a slow build with getting more diversity to those areas. A pro is some of the top public schools that Youngsville has. I can list some names off to you. So the Early College Academy is given an A. The Acadiana Renaissance Charter Academy is an A-. Very popular school. You have to win a lottery basically to get accepted into that one. We have an A- for Ernest Gallet Elementary School. G.T. Linden has an A-, which is another elementary school, and then of course an A- for Southside High School. Overall, if you read blogs and look up online, you will see most people do find that Youngsville is a great place to live. It's great for families, and it is very easy to have a very fun and relaxed lifestyle. If you're looking for the hustle and bustle of a city, I would say then Youngsville is definitely not going to be a great fit for you. But if you're looking for a more peaceful, relaxed lifestyle where you can feel like you're not in the center of a really major busy city, then it may be exactly what you're looking for. If you have any more questions about Youngsville, or if you want to see some properties that they have for sale in that area, if you want to sell a property in that area, please DM me, text me, call me, email me, book a call with me. Me and my team would love to connect with you and show you exactly why it's a great place to live, why we love it personally. I'm Drake Abshire. I'm with Epic Realty and the Solos Group down in Louisiana, and I would love to connect with you. Please like, follow, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one.